Jnana Vairagya Sampurnan Haribhakti Parayanan Purva Acharyan Aham Vande Sampradaya Pravartakane Hare Rameti Krishneti Nama Sankirtanam Sada Lokakshemaya Kurvantam Premikam Sadgurum Bhaje Kalaye Sundarakaram Sadaika Priyadarshanam Ajnananashakam Devam Sadgurum Muralidharam Murali Mandita Karakamalam Munijanamohanam Vyatyastapadam Vanamala Dharinam Prema Bhakta Mandala Nitya Kirtitam Premika Varadam Ashrayekam Harer Nameva 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 Mama Jivanam Kalo Nasteva Nasteva Gadiranyata Visrujjalajjam Yotite Manna Mani Nirantaram Kulakoti Samayukto Labate Mamakam Padam Nama Sankirtanam Yasya Sarva Papa Pranashanam Pranamo Dukkha Shamanaha Tannamami Harim Haram Shri haraye Namaha Shri haraye Namaha Shri haraye Namaha Sadguru Maharaj Ki Kaliyaiyum Bali Kollum Tuli niyamamum illada Kirtanam pADIrE Kirtanam pADIrE Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare dEvarum therivarE deyvamum pEsumAm ulagam vaNangiDum Kirtanam pADIrE Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare With the immense grace of our beloved Guru Maharaj Maharanyam Sri Muralidhara Swamiji, and by the causeless mercy of Radha Krishna Yuval Sarkar, Madhuri Sakhi Samyata Premika Varda Thakurji, we are seeing verse by verse the various verses of the 16 verses of the Mahamantra Kirtan. Yesterday, we saw the verse which talked about how Mahamantra can take any life form to the feet of Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Paravai vilanginam pul poondu ondrinriye paragati nalgidam kirtanam pADIrE paragati. And the example we took is from the rAma avatar. So even when we are chanting the Sahasranamam, there the question is, Kodharma sarva dharmanam bhavatah paramo mataha kinjapan muchyate jantuhu janma samsara bandhana. Paragati means janma samsara bandhana. Here the question is jantu. Jantu does not just mean humans. Jantu means the question covers the entire creation of living objects, or rather living beings. So, Kinjapan Muchate Jantuhu. Anything which is born is called Jantu. And the answer to that is obviously Keshava Kirtan, which is the Mahamantra Kirtan. And so here our Swamiji said that like in Ramavatara, how Ramachandra Prabhu took everybody in Ayodhya to Saketam, to Paragati. Likewise, right now in Kalikala, the Rama Nama itself will be a bridge for people in this world to reach Paragati. Paragati means moksha, liberation, emancipation. And in the next stanza, he is now saying what is called as an avantara palan. Avantara palan means that which is an intermediate fruit we get, or an intermediate sign we get, or an intermediate sign of progress. Even when our Dhruva was sent by our Narada Maharshi to do Japam in Madhuvanam, our Narada Maharshi said, this is what is the mantra you should do, Japam, Vasudeva Nama mantra. And this is the form you have to do, Dhyanam. And this is the pranayama, this is how you do, this is the diet you should follow. And this is the upasana or the puja you should ensure. And after telling all that, he said, once you do the chanting of this Vasudeva Nama, in 7 days, if you constantly chant day and night this Vasudeva Nama, he said you can see the movement of Devas. Puman Pashyati Kechara. You can see the movement of Devas. You can see the movement of celestial beings. And seeing Devas are not the actual point here. Here the real point is seeing Bhagavan. Our Swamiji has written to many of you who take Bhagavatam or who take Ramayanam for Swamiji's blessings. Harinamum solli varubavan munnadi Hari nichayamaga oru naal vandu nirpaan. Hari shall stand before a person who constantly chants Harinama is what he has blessed many of us. The whole point of faith is when most of the population doesn't have an experience. If we have faith, we can cut above the mediocrity to have an experience which obviously most of the human beings won't have. So Shraddha means believing in possibility. Shraddha means challenging the status quo and mediocrity so that you strive for something which possibly even people around me are not striving for. And that is the reason why spirituality is a path for us to break the glass ceiling of mediocre living. When I say mediocre living, I don't mean financially. I don't mean body health. That there is grades there also. But I'm talking about as a human being, seen from our Shastras. If we don't attain Bhagavan in this Janma, it is a mediocre life only. It is just an average life. Even if you are a Dharmatma, very sweet person, nice person, good. If you are not a good person, nice person, charitable person, compassionate person, we are below average. See? So average human being, he just lives his life, believes in what he sees or thinks, etc. And then not goes for that which is beyond. And that is the reason why this japa gives us a vision of something beyond. And I will tell you both the Adi Bhautika aspect and Adi Adhyatmika aspect of this wonderful word, dEvarum, therivarE. When we are chanting, many times we see when our Bhagavan Sri Krishna was sitting in the Kukshi, Garbha of Devaki Mata, all the Devas were all about. That is because Rupa of Bhagavan decided to make our Devaki Mata's womb his dwelling place for 10 months. The same is true if you can somehow keep our divine name of Bhagavan in our lips. That is also Bhagavan staying, then all the Devas will be visible. And they don't come to actually bless us. They actually come to be blessed by such a great Mahatma. And the beauty with the Nama is, even Devas cannot stop it. Devas cannot obstruct it. Vishwamitra did penance, and Devas were able to somehow block it, obstruct it. But if you hold on to the divine name without the thought that I am doing the sadhana, the moment you say I am doing the sadhana, Devas need not come at all. See, a mosquito will do the job. But if you think it is Guru Krupa that is making me chant, then even Devas will come to have the darshan of such a great sadhaka who has Nama Japa in his lips. I'm not trying to magnify it. I will tell you a small Aidikyam. Aidikyam, discussion between Acharya Purusha. And for people who understand the value of Hari Bhakti, you will understand what I'm saying. And others, please try to understand. Here, there was this great Mahatma called Kuratalvar. And once one of his disciples or one of his other Vaishnavas, Sri Vaishnavas, went to this great Alvar and asked, how would a person holding on to the feet of Vasudeva behave towards other grahas, other devas, etc. Do you know what he answered? You have asked a wrong question. You should ask, how should other devas behave towards a true Vaishnava? They should be very respectful to him, is what he said. Because once you are holding on to a Deva's name in our lips, once we are holding on to Vasudeva's name in our lips, then all the other devas, they feel extremely respectful, it seems. Another, many times they may come and dEvarum therivarE. Even they may show themselves as visible. Generally, Paroksha Priyavai Devaha says Vedas. Even though Devas are there, and there are mainly 33 classes of Devas, 12 Adityas, Ekadasa Rudras, and then you have Ashta Vasus, Brahma, and that is what is Devas. Na? So these Devas, 33 Devas, they like to be hidden. Paroksham means hidden. And that's why they don't come easily and give darshan unless we do penance. Generally, for Indra to come before us, we have to do the Indra Nama Japa, whatever that Nama is. 40 times we have to do, maybe more than. Then Indra will come with all his pride and give us darshan. But if you chant Mahamantra uncalled, all the devas will come, all the other deities will come. That's why in some of the sampradayas of dEvaTAOn, when you do Akhvanam, calling Bhagavan, Ramabhadra Ra Ra Shri Ramachandra Ra 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 Tamarasa Lochana Bhadra Chaleshara. Call na. Rara na venna muddu Gopala na kivara volkachini muddu Gopal. You're calling Bhagavan for Divyanama Kirtan. In some sampradayas, they don't call any other devatas except Rama or Krishna, even though they have respect towards all the other devas. And our Murdanallur Sadguru Swamiji says the reason is because the moment Deva comes, even some devatas may feel a little sad, it seems, when you specially call. For example, when you say you are having our Swamiji satsang in your home in Chennai, do you think we all need an invitation to come home? We will just get crash and come. And if you say we are having our Guru Maharaj satsang at home, here is an invite for you to come. What is this? Why are you inviting us separately? If you invite our Guru Maharaj, the others have to come on their own accord. Likewise, when our Krishna is very happy with us, the entire universe is happy. And all the devas are happy. And generally, devas who prefer to be hidden would like to show themselves, not to do anugraham. A Hari Bhakta won't look at any devas. He doesn't care two hoots about any devas. But the devas want to show themselves, possibly because they feel blessed if a pure Vaishnava, a real Hari Bhakta, a great Bhagavata can cast the glance on them. They actually show themselves so that they can come under the vision or come under the view of a great Bhagavata, thereby getting blessed. Darshana Deva Sadhana. Just a darshan of a Bhagavata or a Bhagavata seeing somebody, both are going to give tremendous blessings. But then for a sadhaka, devas will be visible. Like, when we do japam and all. And yarukku theriyum, see. Who will see that? Like for normal people like you and me, if we do japa really well, the fact that devas are around us will be seen by a Mahatma like our Swamiji. Then he understands, he's doing good japa. There is what is called as a God divine force around him. And when we do that chant, devas are always with us to protect us. If we have a little bit of a penance, then we can see it directly also. So Swamiji says, dEvarum therivarE. The devas will be visible, you see. This is the Adi Bhautikam. which is, as a darshana. If you want to take it more inwards, each of our sense organs are actually operated by a portion of the divine force called devas. Our feet walk because there is a divinity working there. And the divinity which makes, imagine, a willpower or the mind is something very subtle. These are all muscles, bones, a series of nerves, etc. But for it to be lifelike, there has to be some divine touch there, isn't it? Or Jadam is working like Chaitanya. When I say I want to walk, it is walking. And when I want to lift something, it is lifting. So generally, our rishis have found out that these are all because of each sense organ has an associated deva which operates the sense organ. Like for eyes, it is Surya Bhagavan. And for vak, for our speech, it is Agni. And for our nose, sense of smell, etc., is Ashwini Kumara. For our ears, it is the Dig Devata or Akasha. And for our feet, it is Upendra, Vamanaswami, Vishnu. And for our hands, it is Indra. Likewise, for all the sense organs, there is a residing deity. If your sight is not outwards and we are sitting and chanting Mahamantra constantly, minimum 7 days, they say, without break, then what happens is we will start seeing the inner working of all these things. What happens instantaneously, we can start seeing how the thought comes and how this thought is empowering each of the sense organs to slowly rise up. And that's what Dhruva is telling after 4 months of penance. Yo antah pravishya mama vacham imam prasuptam sanjeevayati akila shakti dharasvadhamnang murde. He's saying, Bhagavan, you are the one who has brought all my sense organs to life. Samjeevayati. Bhagavan says, no, you have Brahma for your intellect. You have Rudra for your ahankara. You have Chandran for your mind. And you have Keshavan or Achyutan for your chitta. And then you have, when you are doing pranams like that, it's Indra working. He says, no, who is controlling Indra? No, it is you who have to finally tell Indra to do all that. Na? Indra's power comes from you. The power of Vamana comes from you. The power of Agni comes from you. So all my sense organs, even though intermediately there may be having some devas to empower them, finally it is you as Chaitanyam which makes all this coordinated. Otherwise, each deva would do what they want to, you see. And deep inside, it is Vasudeva, the consciousness, which actually makes sure all these operations of the sense organs and the deities or the power of the sense organs to do its job, Allah is done by Bhagavan. So here our Dhruva, because he attained the highest, he saw that it is Vasudeva who was actually responsible for him to see. He saw beyond a level. When you go to an office, especially a government office, you can't go and straight a collector, man. First, you have to talk to the Gumasta. He has an important work of, receiving people, talk to them, find out if they're genuine, etc. He has a role. And then if he is convinced after some little bit of discussion, aditha level, clerk, then upper division clerk, then assistant collector, then collector. I don't know about the levels, but I'm just saying. Likewise, first we think only the outermost thing is, my hands are very good, sir. I'm a very good artist. That's all we see. It is only the outermost clerk which we have seen right now. If you go a little more deeper, somewhere in between devas, my eyes are seeing well because Surya Bhagavan has blessed me. That's why it is said, once there was a person who had a little problem with the eyes. And he went to a Mahatma. He referred to a Surya Shatakam written by some medieval great saint or poet and asked him to chant it. Varadaraja Swami, that deity is supposed to help us restore eyesight. Tirupati Balaji Perumal is very, very intricately related to our eyesight because it is said in one of the 108 stotras of Venkateshwara Swami that he is the one who restores eyesight when it is getting a little affected, etc. So here, that which operates our body, we all know, is Vasudeva. But intermediate, when we have not understood and realized it, we start seeing the subtle forces within our body, which is what works outside also in this world, which actually operate my body. So I'm progressing, I'm going more inward. Instead of just being happy with the sense organs, now I'm seeing a presiding deity of the sense organ working through my sense organ. That is a little more subtle knowledge. And that is what is called avan. It means it is intermediate. It's not done yet. Don't be happy because we see some bright spot between eyebrows for us. Unless we have prema towards Bhagavan, we shouldn't stop. So here, our Swamiji is saying all these devas darshanam may happen for some. They have seen devas, and when a gifted person who has done penance in the past life goes to a Mahatma, that Mahatma can intuitively see which Devata is actually, supporting that gift in that person. So even we tell, when somebody is very good in, say, fine arts, divine fine arts, we say Saraswati Kataksham Purna. And for us, it is an inference. For a Mahatma, it is intuitive knowledge. Some Mahatmas can actually, when you come inside, if you're a very good, established, very divine singer, they can see even before they start singing the divine blessings of the Devata because of their intuitive knowledge. So Devatena Satyam, Devarna Satyam. So the Devas will be seen. And deyvamum pEsumAm. And then, as we progress in Namas and Kirtan, what happens is, we will start understanding some things which happens around, even before it happens around. When somebody comes to ask something to you, you would start sort of understand why that person is here, and possibly even what type of question he may ask and all that. On the intuitive knowledge, prayer that Bhagavan starts speaking from inside. Apart from that, if we really progress well in Mahamantra Kirtan, therivarE will start speaking. Bhagavan will start speaking to us. How he speaks is just like how he shows himself. Like darshanam, I told you, it is not like a physical darshan. Likewise, our Bhagavan will start talking to us. And it will be a very joyful experience. There was a great Mahatma who has written many songs, and she she writes a song where she is talking to Krishna, and while singing, she is telling, I'm talking to Krishna, he is telling this, and the whole thing comes as a song. The beauty here is when that great Mahatma goes to a temple where she has never been, the entire history of the temple comes in her song without intellectual knowledge because of the Sanidhya. Yenna, Devam Pesat. That Devam talks to her. I have heard that one of our persons who is there in North America, when she went to his house and they were all near her place, they had done some Siva Purana Parayana for whatever reason in that house. She didn't know. But the moment she entered the house, she immediately went into a trance and started singing about Shivaji, about our Bhagavan Parameshwar, Sivan. And Adudan Devam Pesa. The Sanidhyam is not just generally understood, specific Sanidhyam. Generally, I'll tell you what it means. Suppose you go to a place where there is a lot of Krishna Kirtan happening. If you are little sensitive spiritually, when you go inside, you feel very calm. So you understand there is some Sanidhyam, you see. And if we chant Mahamantra more and more, we can understand it is Vishnu Sanidhyam. As you go more and more, we understand it's Krishna Sanidhyam. Only Mahatmas can understand what type of Kirtan, Yenda Bhavam, and which Krishna. In Tanjavur, our Swamiji had that experience. You must all have read. That house is now our Tanjavur Namadwar. And once he was taken to this house by one of our satsang person in Tanjavur, the moment he sat in that house, he said, I see a very beautiful white Krishna running here and there. There is tremendous, and the Krishna description is giving, saying that Krishna is here. And here, even after so many years, there is Sanidhyam. Somebody must have done Nitya Kirtanam here. And then they found out the earlier owner of this house had a Krishna like that. And they did Nitya Kirtan. Lot of Bhagavatas had come, Devi Nama Japam. And the Krishnan is now speaking, isn't it? He is telling, I am here. And incidentally, that house became a Namadwara also, obviously. Where there is Nama, Rupa will also come. And that Krishna also has now gone back to that Namadwara, to his home back. I believe they moved to Chennai, and finally Krishna went to the place where he liked, where there was a lot of bhajan happening, deyvamum. It will either talk as a prayerana, and all these Mahatmas, when they actually do Kainkaryam, it is not because they have resources they want to, so they want to deploy it in the right plan. For Mahans, it is Devam who asks for such Kainkaryam, whether it is restoration of ancient temple, or whether it is establishing a Vedic school, or whatever it is, the Devam demands it. It is a prerana. And that's why it is happening without any, tinge of worldliness. It is perfectly done. And that is the highest state for Mahatsas and Avatara Purushas and Acharya. But for our level, Bhagavan, at least in a dream, will come and speak. At least the Devas will be visible in the dream. So these are all signs that the Nama has started working, you see. And these are some things which are very difficult to explain with intellect, because these are not experience we have had ever, or these are not experience with others have. So how can anybody understand it and try to get clarity in it? Once there was a great Mahatma, Madhathipati, and since he was in that state of great knowledge all the time, people mistook him to be a little having psychological problems. So when a doctor came to meet him, he was wearing all traditional dress. He didn't tell himself to be a doctor. The moment he entered, he said, "Oh, doctor has come." And then he said, "Have you checked the health of your mother? You are here right now. You shouldn't be here today. Go. You have to take care of her." And he got a telegram that the mother was not feeling well, etc. He had to run back to his mother, take care of her. And then after 30 days, he comes and saying, obviously, when you know something which we can't see, you are a Mahatma. Why do people think that you're not having a proper sanity or intellectual capability? He says, what I see, they don't see. What they see, I don't see. They are seeing only the world of Jadam. For me, everything is Chaitanyam, Sachidanandam. And when there are 10 people in a room, and only one people can see what is, and other people don't see what is, obviously the one who sees the truth becomes the fool there. Na? அதுதான் என்னுடைய ஸ்டேட். You see, that is the state of Gayan Villajo, Vicharayat Asangaha. When we are progressing in the Nama Kirtan, dEvarum, therivarE. We will see Sancharam, Devas and Kamadeva, and all the other Devas will know. Devam will talk. Devam will talk in form of either to us, or it will come in the dream of this person taking care in the temple, saying, "My devotee is coming, you please take care of me." And Muralidhara sollum. And if that priest is truly a devoted priest, where he is doing with Shraddha the puja, Bhagavan speaks even with him. All the prerana we see in the Mahatma's lives, etc. Devam pesum. And then he says, ulagam vaNangiDum. vaNangiDum. உலகம் வணங்கும் சொல்லலாம் இல்லையா? வணங்கிடும் அப்படின்னு கொஞ்சம் ஹெசிடேட் பண்றத பண்ணிடுவான் அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம் இல்லையா? அந்த மாதிரி உலகம் வணங்கிடும் means initially our Vivekananda Swami says, whenever you are going in a path which is not a path which is a trodden path, when you go in a path less taken, for example, which is spiritual path, any worldly path is a taken path. It's only a small gully we are taking. The real path, the road untraveled, is the path of spirituality. How many have traveled? And so in that path, when we go, Swami Vivekananda says, be very clear on three things. First, the world will make fun of you because you are not doing what is expected of you from mediocrity. And what we do, generally, world doesn't do. Na? So first thing the world will do is, when it sees something new, something different, the world doesn't understand it. And so it starts taunting, makes fun of it, chides it, and makes a mockery out of it. Or Swami Vivekananda says, many of us foolishly stop doing what we are doing because of the fear of mockery, you see. And if we go beyond phase one, the second phase which the world will do is generally oppose. Now that they see that the taunting and mockery does not work, they start doing some way of opposition, active opposition, passive opposition, and they will oppose. They will try to stop. They will try to put obstacles. And if you go and somehow transcend phase 2, then phase 3, the whole world will join you. They start becoming reverential. Adhan ulagam vaNangiDum. First, the world will try to make fun of it and just mock it. And then if you persist, the world will oppose you. If you persist, then what will happen is the world will join you. The world will feel reverential to you. And these are the states. So he's saying, ulagam vaNangiDum. Initially, the world may taunt you and oppose you, but then finally the world will bow down and join. So persist. And another way to look at it is, ulagam vaNangiDum kIrtanam pADIrE. That Kirtanam which the whole world bows down to, let us sing. Or that Kirtana which will make the world bow down to you, using that Kirtana. That's also a meaning. And sing that Kirtana which the whole world bows down to, is another meaning. So here in this sloka, in this verse, our Swamiji is telling what is called as an avantara palan. Very important for any dharma, that avantara palan, or the intermediate signs of progress, palan, fruit, or what comes intermediate. So don't stop in the intermediate. That also is important. That's also there. And something we have to keep encouraging. Suppose somebody is doing a job for 10 days now. Our Swamiji says, if you have to motivate him for doing it all the 10 days now, give a little bit in the first day, give a little more on the second day, give a little more on the first day, and give the complete one in the 10th day. For a normal person, that will sustain the motivation to finish off in 10 days. Likewise, Bhagavan can say that until I come before you, I won't show you any signs of progress, but he doesn't do that. And our Swamiji says both are possible. Generally, dEvarum, therivarE, deyvamum, pEsumAm. pEsumAm, it doesn't mean mandatorily you have to undergo all these things. The example which we gave a couple of days back, where when a person is traveling from Chennai to Mathura or to Vrindavan, he is traveling or she is traveling in a train. Some people would just go to sleep saying that when Mathura comes, it's more than enough for me. I don't care for any intermediate, which station comes, all the scenery, I don't want. Some people cannot sleep. They will sit near the window, see every village, every scenery. And some people every now and then, they go back there. See, varieties. So like that, you may not even know what you are progressing. Devas may not come, Deva may not speak, but then you will attain one day. And generally, default is Bhagavan shows the signs of progress, either inwardly or outwardly, in form of dEvarum, therivarE, deyvamum, pEsumAm. And then the final result is ulagam vaNangiDum. We have seen many Mahatmas, how did they actually transform people who were like opposing them initially, and then they joined them. Divinity, persistence and constancy of purpose, and persistence with the faith that this is where we need to go. And even people who taunt and oppose join. Ulagam vaNangiDum Kirtanam pADIrE, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare krishNa, Hare krishNa, krishNa Hare Hare. Sadguru Maharaj ki